Hun heter Myriam og opplevde at IS kom i landsbyen der hun og familien bodde, og de måtte flykte for livet. Hun endte opp i en flyktningeleir, og der gikk dagene med å se på TV, blant annet Noreas TV-partner i Midtøsten, Sat7 Kids. Her fant hun trøst og håp. Og en dag ser hun plutselig en programleder fra Sat7 som er på besøk i leiren. Og hun går rett hen til han, og de ender opp med å gjøre et intervju sammen som skal røre en hel verden. For den lille jenta på 9 år sier at hun møter terroristene med tilgivelse, og hun møter hatet med kjærlighet. Det er sterkt å se dette intervjuet med Myriam, og nå er hun tilbake igjen i Qaraqosh, i byen sin i Irak, med familien sin. Hun er blitt tenåring, og Essam Nagy fra Sat7 har besøkt henne enda en gang. Og i dag skal du få se en varm dokumentar om hvordan en jente har det i Irak, nå i kjølvannet av krigen som har lagt så mange hus og liv i ruiner.
هسه المنطقة الساتر مالتهم كان؟
ايه ساتر مالتهم كان هم 11 قبل يعني منا كنا نطلع ما كان طرفنا مال اربيل كان بغداد
بس هذول شرطة ولا جيش؟
جيش
We are now approaching the checkpoint of the central government of Iraq in order to get to the home of Myriam. ازيك يا مريم؟
زينة، أنت كيفك؟
أنا زي الفل. أنت فين بلدك؟ جاية من قراقوش برضو؟
أيوة، من قراقوش أنا.
إيه أكتر حاجة أنت حاسة إن هي كنت بتحبيها في قراقوش مش موجودة هنا دلوقتي في المخيم؟
كان عندنا بيت وكنا متونسين، بس يعني هنا ما متونسين، بس الحمد لله يعني الله سترنا، الله حبنا وما قبل يعني يقتلونا داعش.
أنت حاسة بإيه ناحية الناس اللي ممكن تبقى خرجتك من البيت وتعبتك؟
ما راح أسويهم ولا شيء، بس يعني أقول لله يسامحهم.
When I first met Myriam in the refugee camp back in December 2014, I was deeply touched by her true faith. And when Sat7 Network released her video online, hundreds of thousands of people were touched as well.
She is a 10-year-old Iraqi refugee, driven from her home by ISIS. Her message of forgiveness has gone viral.
She has nothing against ISIS. She forgives them. It's very important for people in America to hear this message, so they can really know that the Middle East is not that bad place, but even if you do have hardships there, you still have hope and light. A lot of changes took place here since the war with ISIS had started. Both the landscape and the demography of the Christian city of Qaraqosh were vastly affected. Today, I learned that Myriam and her family returned safely to their original home in Qaraqosh. I came to visit them and to see how they are experiencing God's faithfulness by bringing them back to their homeland. This is one of Myriam's wishes that came true.
عروسة معقولة؟ عروسة والعروسة الثانية
إن شاء الله بخير.
The whole family greets us very warmly since the moment we met. I visited Myriam twice in the refugee camps, back in 2014 and 2015, and was longing for the moment to pay her a visit when she's back to her home. We will be sharing their home for the coming days during the Easter week, and I believe it will be an exceptional experience to celebrate Easter with Myriam and her family.
شاي العراق الثقيل لازم تشرب وياه شكر.
Myriam and Zomorod, her sister, start to help in cooking and baking to prepare a meal for us as visitors. Zomorod is feeling safer now after her returning to Qaraqosh, celebrating Easter with her family and friends at home.
أنا يعني لما رجعت بالبيت يعني حسيت بفرح لأنه يعني كنت مشتاقة للبيت وعندي صديقاتي هنا والكنيسة هنا وكل يعني الأشياء اللي أنا أحبها وعندي ذكريات بها وأنا صغيرة كلها موجودة هنا.
اليوم دخلنا للبيت بعد مرور 3 سنوات. لقد رفعوا الصليب، سرقوا كل شيء، وهو البيت على خراب.
Dr. Walid's family was amongst the lucky families whose houses were neither torched nor demolished by ISIS at the time of war.
زمرد، انت كنت متخيلة انك في وقت هترجعي ولا لا؟
ايه كنت متأكدة يعني خصوصا الوقت لما كنا بالكرفانات حسيت انه اكو يوم راح نرجع بيه يعني نسترجع ذكرياتنا وراح نرجع هنا على قرقوش.
Zumurod's smile emphasizes the power of love and hope over hatred and blood. The peace the family is experiencing today is reflecting a great deal of true faith that was formed during the hard times. While baking, Alice told me that she is very happy that we are visiting them at their home, the thing that reflects a true and unique sense of friendship and unity that makes us more than just friends. We became family. Myriam and Zomorod start to call me uncle and Magdalene auntie. That really touched our hearts. Alice shared with me about the daily life in Qaraqosh and the challenges they face after their return.
عادة الحياة لازم تستمر، يمكن ما راح ترجع مثل ما كانت قبل، لأن ما معقول الشيء اللي كان راح يرجع مثل، بس راح يكون شيء جديد.
حاسة بالأمان يا أليس؟
الشعور بالأمان يكون بالداخل، إذا أنت عندك اتحاد مع ربنا وتحس إنه هو بده يكون معك، هذه أول خطوة بإحساس الأمان.
Today is Good Friday. Alice and the girls go to the church early in the morning before people start to come. They sit quietly, reflecting on Christ's redemption and salvation, as well as on their current situation, witnessing the miraculous restoration done by God to bring them back to their homeland. That reminds them with the power of the Lord and its mighty manifestation with His people in the Old Testament by setting them free of slavery. He still keeps His promises to His people today, as He did in the past.
أليس، أكيد وأنتي بتتمشي دلوقتي في شوارع قراقوش بتفتكري قراقوش بتاعت زمان، صح؟
شوف يعني حياة عندنا فعلا كانت نشطة، لأن كان عندنا هواية ناس، يعني كانت المنطقة مليانة ناس.
قد إيه كان عدد السكان في المدينة قبل اجتياح داعش؟
تقريبا 50-55 ألف هالشكل كنا.
ودلوقتي؟
هسه نص العدد، إذا مو أقل من نص العدد.
مش كل جيرانكم رجعوا، صح؟
لا مو كل جيراننا.
لأنه أغلب البيوت اللي حواليكوا اتحرقت واتهبطت، صح؟
أكو اللي انحرق، اللي تهدم، المسروق، يعني هالشكل البيوت صارت.
Baghdad suffered a lot during the time of ISIS. People were uprooted from their historical lands and houses were destroyed. churches' windows were targets for snipers, and holy places turned into battlefields. The situation was devastating. Five years ago, I met Myriam for the first time and interviewed her in a refugee camp. Today, I'm here in Qaraqosh, Myriam's hometown, asking about her feelings when she returned to her original home.
Very happy to see you.
Me too. Myriam, your words were so impressive when you give your first testimony. Now I want to know, how did you feel when you get back to your home?
It's a very good thing, because I back to my home. I see my home again. I'm living now in my home, so I can remember all the great memories I had before. Our house was protected by the hand of God, so we thank God because He saved our house.
Now you were telling me that God protected your house.
Yes.
Myriam, now you don't have all your friends back at school. Like those are not the people that you grow up with, right?
That's true. My mother told me a thing that I will never ever forget it. She told me that God is always with you. Don't care if you have friends, if you don't. When you feel yourself you're alone, just go and talk with Him. You will find the right way and the great time with Him.
So Jesus is not only the one who is protecting you, He's also your friend, right?
Yes, He's my friend, He's my brother, He's my everything. God is always with me.
How do you feel that God is always with you?
He always blessed my life. He always blessed me, and do you know, He always give me a hand when I am in my examinations, when I am at home, when I have trouble. He always helps me.
Myriam, we are now approaching the Easter day. God has opened a new door for you. How do you feel this, that you are celebrating nowadays while you are back at your home?
Look, it's not about the house. It's not about the place that you're living in. It's about what you feel in your heart. It's about what you see that God is doing for you. It's about that God is always protecting, and you can just count on Him.
Myriam has grown in her faith as the years have gone by. One of her wishes back in 2014 was to be able to get back to school, as there was none in the camp.
كنت بتحبي المدرسة في قراقوش صح؟
أيوة، وكنت أولى دايما.
كان عندك أصحاب كمان في المدرسة؟
أيوة.
موجودين هنا معاكي ولا مفيش ولا حد فيهم هنا؟
أكو بس ما أعرف وينهم.
Myriam and Zumurrud are now attending their school normally in Baghdad. Their grades are always great. Their school organizes lots of social activities in order to help students bond with their surrounding culture once again after the years they spent in diaspora. Magdalene conducts a Bible study group in Egypt with girls the same age as Myriam and Zumurrud. They were so moved when they watched Myriam's testimony and were engaged in heartfelt prayers for her and her family.
الشنطة دي كلها بتاعتكم انتوا. gifts يسوع بعتها لكم من مصر.
The girls loved the gifts very much, and they sent messages of love to the Bible study group in Egypt.
In 2015, I saw Myriam already 2 years ago on screen and was so encouraged by her message. I was so blessed to meet her face to face for the first time, and also to meet the whole family and to see this faith, practically how they live and how they pray, not just on screen.
Magdalene is a ballet instructor. She taught the girls some worship dances along with their friends at home.
Myriam's story is everyone's story. We all pray for a lot of things, and we wait and wait and wait, and then by time we lose hope. So here at home, you find it's just the time, but he will listen and hear to you.
The time we spend at home with the family is full of precious moments. We remembered a lot of good memories of the past 2 visits and shared about what was going on in the past few years. Ray lived in Iraq during his school years, and when he revisited the country, he was deeply touched by what he saw.
I was at that time 12, maybe 13, when I just came into this country first time. So when we came first here, all of that emotions, the years of living over here just came all through together. And I for sure felt very connected with people once I started to talk, because I speak the slang and the accent. I looked at every place around and everything was different. People been changed, and a lot of wars and a lot of difficulties. They care about their future, but they don't have any kind of observing what's going to happen next.
Ray starts to see the country through a different perspective when he meets the people and hears their stories. And in spite of the challenging situation he sees, he can still feel the hope that emerges from the hearts of the people here.
This place has a lot of ruins around, and the ruins are a symbolic of 2 things. One is the harm, for sure, and the 2 is the hope for future. Because the church in the Middle East and North Africa always been a witness in those hard times of the persecutions. But the church continued to be the catalyst also for people who are coming back to receive the love of Christ. The peace that we felt over here since we came in, the love, the warmness of people is very significant. And to me, we're thankful just to spend time with them, and we're thankful to be part of their daily life over here.
On that night, Christians gather in churches in remembrance of Jesus' crucifixion, when Jesus gave his life as a ransom for many, presenting it as the ultimate offering to the forgiveness of sins. Afterwards, I met Father Majid, who then took me for a tour to see the damages caused by ISIS militias on the ground.
وهيدي الايقونات هذا كله كان مدمر. هاي الكتابات الجديده. هذا كان الشباك الموجود من كثر ضرب طلقات. من كثر ضرب طلقات هيدي كلها صارت حتى بالحيطان. من كثر الحرق هذا كان من حجر مرمر صار جص من قوة الحرق. الكنيسة ما هي الحجر، الكنيسة احنا البشر. في بعد طلقات داخل يعني.
لسه فارغ جوه.
نعم هذه يعني إذا تشوف هون
طلقة لسه
موجودة.
Neither the bullets nor the mortars stopped the Christians from celebrating the resurrection of Jesus Christ in Qaraqosh. That was a powerful statement of faith. Next morning, Alice starts to shop for the Easter meal. The market in Qaraqosh is getting busy, as all Christians are buying their needs to prepare for the celebration. It's a special meal that is cooked with joy after 55 days of fasting, remembering Jesus' last days on earth. The church is filled with Christians from different age groups to celebrate Easter. Here, the faces of the children are full of hope, and adults are enjoying their presence in the liberated churches, witnessing the true meaning of resurrection and restoration. The whole scene declares the victory of righteousness over darkness and hatred. It simplifies the meaning of how to be a Christian in the Middle East. We all gathered at home for the meal after the church service to taste the sweetness of fellowship along with the great food. Girls celebrated Easter their way, and everybody was happy. It was a remarkable time.
يا رب بارك بهذا الطعام ويا رب لمنا مرة ثانية مع مجموعة أكبر ومدة أطول لفرح أكبر. آمين.
The next day, I was ready to leave Iraq. We became a part of Miriam's family. The bond between us is growing deeper and stronger.
سؤال حي لأنه هو يعني أصل القيامة وبعدين كتبت أسماء مالتنا كلنا كتبت القصري وزمرد خالته باسكال وخالته مجدولين وكتبت عمو عصام وماما وبابا بس بعدين يعني كنت ناسي أحب بابا وماما فكتبت سهم وبعدين كتبت اسمي ونقطتين I love you all.
This time, I leave Iraq knowing that Myriam and her family are in the safe hands of the Lord, who protected them during the past years in the camps, bringing them back to their home, fulfilling His promises. The whole population of Qaraqosh gather in the streets of Baghdad celebrating Palm Sunday. They raise their hands with palm leaves in victory, as well as their voices with chants and songs, ushering hope to the city, remembering the glorious entry of Jesus into Jerusalem, the city of the great King.
انت علمتيني حاجات كتير قوي.
شكرا وانت حتى علمتني.
علمتك ايه انا؟
حسيت بمشاعري، انا كان عندي مشاعر واريد يعني يعرفون الناس ايش هي مشاعر هذول الاطفال اللي هنا.
انت فاكره ترنيمه او فاكره حاجه لما بتبقي قاعده لوحدك كده بتحبي ترنميها او تكلمي يسوع بيها ولا مش فاكره ولا حاجه خالص؟
عندي ترانيم.
تحبي تقولي اكتر واحده انت بتحبيها؟ تبقى صغيره وقصيره بس نسمعها منك، ايه رايك؟
اكو واحده.
Myriam var en av de heldige som fikk gå på skole, men mange i Midtøsten har det ikke slik. Ifølge FN så millioner av barn og unge uten tilgang til skole, og da kan Noreas TV-partner i Midtøsten, Sat7 Kids, være et bra alternativ. De tilbyr undervisning via TV-skjermen i matematikk, arabisk, engelsk og flere av de estetiske fagene. Og med utdanning og skolegang så kan den oppvoksende generasjonen i Midtøsten skape seg en egen framtid. Dette er en fantastisk mulighet, men problemet er at denne TV-kanalen drives utelukkende av gaver fra sånne som du og meg. Derfor så er jeg frimodig og spør, kan du tenke deg å være med og bidra i dette arbeidet? Du kan enten kjøpe dette gavekortet for 200 kroner og gi det til noen du er glad i, som kanskje har veldig mye fra før, og som du tenker dette er en fin gave som du både kan fokusere på arbeidet som Norea gjør i Midtøsten, og samtidig vise de at du tenker på de. Du kan bli fast giver til dette arbeidet, eller du kan gi en enkeltgave. Du gjør dette via Noreas nettside.